On the road to Super Bowl 50, we join you today from MetLife Stadium for the Patriots and the Jets. Today's game is being broadcast in Spanish where available using the SAP button on your television. The kickoff is next. It rained overnight here in New Jersey. There's a chance for possible showers here this afternoon. 58 degrees, moments away from the opening kick. We bring in the third member of our crew. It's Evan Washburn.
The Jets' winning streak started in Week 12 with a win over the Miami Dolphins on this field. But according to Todd Bowles, the season really shifted the following week. When they came back against the New York Giants, he said, "We finally finished a game. A season doesn't start until you come back and win a game like that." Well, for their season to continue past Week 17, they got to get a win here today, guys.
Yeah, and Evan Bowles made the point. The guys are trusting each other a lot more. They're not beating themselves like they did in the middle part of the season. Riding this four-game winning streak with wins over Miami, the Giants, Tennessee, and Dallas. First four-game winning streak for the team since 2010. New England has won the toss. They have deferred to the second half, so the Jets will receive. Gostkowski will kick it off. Antonio Cromartie, averaging 25.7 yards per return, is the deep man. We're underway in East Rutherford. Cromartie moving forward. Takes it to the outside. Little juke move, stays on his feet. And is marked down at the 24-yard line. Deron Harmon on special teams makes the play. Ryan Fitzpatrick, in his 11th season in the NFL, it's been his best year bouncing around. He's been an NFL nomad, and he's really found a home with the Jets.
Yeah, he really enjoys the chess match that he'll be engaged in today with Bill Belichick and Matt Patricia defensively for the Patriots. The Patriots make you win with your third or fourth option. They try to take away the Deckers and the Marshalls.
Patriots open up in the nickel with Leonard Johnson, the former Buccaneer. Jets will go empty. First play from scrimmage. The Jets at 9-5, that 1916 win in Dallas. A lofter, too high. Bilal Powell over his head, incomplete. Starting offense for the Jets, D'Brickashaw Ferguson, big challenge today going against Chandler Jones, one of the top sack men in the NFL. Backs and receivers, Chris Ivory comes in on the verge of cracking 1,000 yards for the first time in his career. He's 49 yards away. Jones, 12.5 sacks to lead New England. The former Patriot Kenbrell Tompkins is in, had a big catch last week against Dallas. Running play. Powell. What a difference maker Powell has been for the Jets over the last month. Carpenter and Mangold creating some space for Powell to the tune of 16 yards on the rip.
Well, you can see the natural hole right here between Carpenter and Mangold, and that's exactly where Powell's going to hit this one. Patriots were late lining up defensively, and Powell takes advantage of it for 16 yards.
Todd Bowles said Powell has given the team a spark. They like the 1-2 punch they have now with Ivory, and it's Ivory in there now with a new set of downs for the Jets to work with. Kellen Davis sets up on the outside, now goes in motion. Play clock winding down. Fitzpatrick sets it up. Didn't have enough on it. Trying to hit Tompkins. It's incomplete. Defensively for the New England Patriots, they come in number 6 overall. Jones going to the Pro Bowl for the first time in his 4 years in the NFL. Jamie Collins, well-deserved Pro Bowl nod for him, one of the best all-around linebackers in football. No Patrick Chung, no Devin McCourty, Jordan Richards, the rookie out of Stanford, getting the start along with Harmon. And Matt Patricia, Mr. Graphite.
Number 2 pencil.
2nd and 10. Shotgun on a give. Ivory hit from behind. Alan Branch with the stamp. It's a 2-yard pickup for Ivory. Brings up 3rd and long now for the Jets. First possession of the day.
I think a big thing about Chris Ivory at this point of the season, he's as healthy as he's ever been, and it really shows in his quickness and his explosion. That time, good job coming back and falling into that one. Alan Branch kicking him to a short gain and bringing up a 3rd and long for the Jets.
It's a dime package here for New England with Justin Coleman in. Bilal Powell sets up behind Fitzpatrick. Rushes on. Fitzpatrick just over the head of Enunwa. He had a step on the Pro Bowler Malcolm Butler.
Well, Enunwa gets behind Butler, but as he's running down the field, he's kind of losing his balance a little bit, not really running through the catch, trying to accelerate. You can see him just flailing at this ball, thrown about 6 inches too far.
Keyshawn Martin is the deep man for New England, and Ryan Quigley, this has been very inconsistent part of the Jets game, special teams this season. Martin, fair catch called for. He actually had some room to work with, but he brings it in cleanly right around the 12-yard line. It's a 47-yard punt. Tom Brady and the New England offense on the field when we come back. Well, it seems every week Tom Brady is involved in some kind of record. 480 passing touchdowns. That's one shy of tying the NFL record with one team held by Brett Favre. Rob Gronkowski sets up as a receiver on the outside. First play from scrimmage for New England today. No score, 13:09 to play in the first. Brady, swing it to Brandon Bolden. Veers to the outside, and Bolden chased down by Demario Davis. It's a 4-yard pickup. Offensive line, Brian Stork is back in, and Trey Jackson getting the start for the injured Josh Klein, dealing with a shoulder injury. Backs and receivers, a little more responsibility for Keyshawn Martin. That knee injury for Danny Amendola. He did not make the trip. Steven Jackson looking to make his Patriots debut in his 12th year in the NFL, signed earlier this week. 5 receivers set on a 2nd and 6 for New England. Brady has time. Brady with a strike to Bolden. First down, New England, 14-yard pickup.
Well, Brady reading the coverage, he saw that Revis was on Gronkowski, and so single coverage on the outside against the linebacker, Demario Davis. Davis giving Bolden way too much room. Good spin move after the hit by Davis. Picks up a couple extra yards.
Brandon Bolden had a season-high 28 snaps last week in a 33-16 win over Tennessee. 2 tight ends in this formation. Give it to Bolden. Up the gut, and hit from the side. It was a combination of Calvin Pryor and Demario Davis. 3-yard pickup for Bolden.
Talked to Tom Brady about his 11th Pro Bowl selection. He says, yeah, it's a tremendous honor. He played with a lot of great guys, but he doesn't want to go. He doesn't want to go because it's a week before the Super Bowl. That will be played at Santa Clara, not too far from his hometown of San Mateo, California.
And that's amazing. Throughout his career, didn't play at Candlestick. He was injured the one year the Patriots went out there.
And his parents have never been to Levi's Stadium. Wouldn't it their first time be a beauty with Tom playing in the Patriots?
2nd and 7, Brady pump fake and a throw underneath, getting Keyshawn Martin involved. That is short of the first down. 6-yard pickup. David Harris there. Harris was a question mark to play in this game because of a lower back injury. New England will make some personnel changes. Joey Josefa, who made his NFL debut last week, the rookie out of Hawaii. 6 foot, 247-pound hybrid tailback fullback is in. Gronkowski, the motion man, had a big game the last time these two teams met. Josefa denied at the line of scrimmage. Comes up short. Demario Davis, first man there. It'll be 4th and less than a yard. What do you do if you're Bill Belichick?
Yeah, both David Harris and Demario Davis shoot the gap here. Davis gets blocked, but he fights off the block and just stones Josefa right in the backfield. Good effort by Josefa trying to spin and pick up the first down.
Now we got an injury here. It's Sebastian Vollmer, who has been starting at left tackle. Nate Solder went on IR with a bicep injury, and they're checking on the veteran Vollmer right now.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest. Transparency. Low fares, nothing to hide. Amazon Fire TV. Change the way you TV. And by the Acura Oh What Fun It Is to Drive event.
Sebastian Vollmer just got carted off. So Adrian Waddle would be the next man up to protect Tom Brady. He was just picked up off of waivers from Detroit. Ryan Allen punts it. Jeremy Curley backpedaling. This ball will bounce up in the air And the Patriots down it inside the 10. Jets deep in their own territory as Brandon King makes his way downfield. 52-yard punt.
Well, here's Vollmer right here. This happens so often. As Josefa spins, he's going to get hit by Harris and Pace, and they fall back on the left leg of Sebastian Vollmer. How many more injuries can this Patriot team suffer and still maintain their excellence?
So the option is to move Waddle into right tackle and Cannon to left tackle. Or they try Waddle at left tackle and keep Cannon at that right tackle spot. We'll find out when New England gets the football back. Jets have it. 1st and 10 at their own 9-yard line. No score. Play fake. Fitzpatrick looking for his first completion. There it is. Eric Decker. First down Jets. Ryan Fitzpatrick on the money for 25 yards.
Now it's play action passing because the Jets have moved the ball on the ground in their first drive, so the linebackers and the safeties have to respect that run as Decker gets in behind Leonard Johnson. Huge play coming off their own part of the field, deep in their own end for 25 yards.
Eric Decker closing in on 1,000 yards. He did it twice as a member of the Denver Broncos. Two set it down for the Jets. It's a toss for Ivory. Breaks the tackle, and Ivory crosses the 35-yard line, 3-yard pickup. It was Jones who had a chance to bring him down initially.
Yeah, Jones went a little bit too high on the tackle, trying to grab the shoulders of Ivory, but Ivory is as explosive and tough to bring down with first contact. You can see the balance of Ivory as he pulls away from Jones for a short gain.
2nd and 7. Ivory remains in there. They feed it to him. Trying to slash inside just across the 40-yard line. Well-earned 4 yards. Jabal Sheard, who has really been a perfect fit for this New England defense, makes the play.
Well, he has 7 sacks coming over from Cleveland. I'm not sure the Patriots expected that type of production from him, but they're glad they have it. What a combination with Chandler Jones and Jamie Collins. Patriots #1, tied with Denver for most sacks in the NFL.
They have never led the league in sacks under Bill Belichick. They've done basically everything else. 3rd and 3. Fitzpatrick. He's got enough. Marshall, first down. 5-yard pickup. Brandon Marshall, 150 career games, no playoff appearances for Marshall.
Well, this is a post move, isn't it, Bird? It's getting in the deep, what do you call it? Deep, how deep is that there for a postman? That's right up in the zone there where you can't even foul a guy, right?
Absolutely. Whatever you say, I'm with you. I co-sign your analysis.
That was an analysis.
First down from the 46. I co-sign whatever you say.
That's my basketball reference. How'd they do?
Shotgun. Powell. Bilal Powell barrels into New England territory. Across the 45, 11-yard rip for Powell.
Yeah, it's another draw play here for Powell. Powell off to an outstanding start. 3 carries, 29 yards, and then running over the defensive back, Duron Harmon here. Taking a page out of Chris Ivory's playbook. Falling forward for extra yards.
And you're taking a page out of the czar of the telestrators notebook.
No thanks. He can have it.
1st and 10, play fake, moving pocket, Fitzpatrick, soft toss. Ivory loses the football, and it bounces out of bounds. Jordan Richards knocks it away. No harm done for the Jets.
Ivory's only fumbled 4 times now on the season. Just lost 2 of them, but that's a perfect hand placement by Jordan Richards. Got the left hand on the ball. And they'll mark the ball back where it went out of bounds, so he's going to lose about 2 or 3 yards on that fumble.
Down to 6:34 remaining in this opening quarter. Todd Bowles said a lot of the players on this Jets team, they just haven't been through a potential playoff run, so you do have to address it each week. Make sure everybody understands what's on the line. Ivory, the catch. Ivory, the zigzag. Forward progress will get him to the 36. So a 6-yard gain for Ivory. Not enough for the first down.
And it's decision time for the Jets. The versatility of Ivory out of the backfield. That first guy just has no shot against him. We bring up a 3rd down and 3, and the Jets this year, 4th best team in the NFL, converting 3rd downs at 41%.
Brandon Marshall sets up off to the side of Fitzpatrick. Now heads into the slot. It's a 3rd and 3. Fitzpatrick underneath. It's caught. The former Patriot Kenbrell Thompkins. He was waived by New England in October, hooked up with the Jets on the practice squad, and now he's becoming a factor throwing at Leonard Johnson.
Well, watch where this ball is thrown to, right to the body of Tompkins. No way that Johnson can go around Tompkins to knock it away. Beautiful throw by Fitzpatrick, who's now 5 for 5 on this drive.
He was 0 of 3 to open the day.
And those first 3 were all long balls down the field, too. Just missed on that one to Enunwa.
Enunwa, the motion man, on first down. There's a lane. Chris Ivory hit down low. It looked like Ivory could take it the distance. Carpenter and Mangold moving people up front. 17-yard gain.
Again, there's this natural hole here, and the Jets are just exploiting it with Ivory and Powell. Ivory gets to 10 yards, 12 yards down the field before he is even contacted by a Patriot. 17 yards on the gain, and he's close to going all the way in.
Jets are on the move inside the New England 15. Looking to strike first in this opening quarter. Give it up. Ivory trying to turn the corner, and he's hit along the sideline. It's a gain of 1. JB, Bart Scott, NFL Today update. They've got you covered.
A game with playoff implications, Bart. Rivalry week, throw the records out as Ryan Mallett drops back and finds Chris Matthews for the 8-yard score. Baltimore leads 7-0.
All right, back to Iron Eagle. Dan Fouts and Evan Washburn.
Baltimore has gone through so many quarterbacks this season. Mallett, the latest to get an opportunity. And that's a pivotal game for Jets fans as well, considering what has to happen for the Jets to make the playoffs. They need wins, and they need help. 2nd and 9. Fitzpatrick. Upstairs. It's too high for Decker. One-on-one with Malcolm Butler.
Well, back in October, Decker had a big day against the Patriots secondary. 6 catches, 94 yards. Was denied the end zone. And that time, that ball just sailed over the left shoulder where Decker was expecting it over his right shoulder.
12th play of the drive. It's taken up over 7 minutes of game action.
Keeping Tom Brady and the offense of the Patriots on the sidelines.
3rd and 9. Operating out of the gun. Fitzpatrick lets it fly. End zone. Tompkins hauls it in, but he was out of bounds. Justin Coleman, the rookie out of Tennessee, matched up with Kenbrell Thompkins. It's 4th down.
Yeah, if he makes this catch, he's going to land out of bounds. Clearly out of bounds, and the ball comes loose. Tompkins, who has 4 career touchdown receptions, all with the Patriots, missed that one by about a yard.
Randy Bullock on for a 30-yard field goal attempt. He missed a 45-yarder last week against Dallas, also missed an extra point. From 30 yards away, Bullock splits the uprights. The Jets with a 3-0 lead on New England. We've got 3:19 to play. First quarter, a 13-play, 79-yard drive for New York. The Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award, presented by Nationwide, has a long history of honoring players who have significantly impacted both the game and their communities. Each NFL team nominates 1 player for the award, and 3 finalists will be announced in January. The winner will be announced at the NFL Honors Award Show, February 6th on CBS. This year's nominee for the Patriots, Devin McCourty. For the Jets, Eric Decker. McCourty has worked to raise awareness and funds to fight sickle cell disease. Decker founded Decker's Dogs, which helps fund the rescue, care, and training of service dogs for veterans. Jets with a 3-0 lead on New England. Bullock kicks it off with Keyshawn Martin waiting for it. 4 yards deep in the end zone. He's going to take it out. Martin takes a pop just short of the 25-yard line by Cumberland on special teams. 3-0. Jets on front of Brady and the Pats.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Crunchwrap Sliders, 4 full-size flavors only at Taco Bell. And by New York Life, here to help you keep good going.
So the injury to Sebastian Vollmer means Adrian Waddle will see game action here for the Patriots. Waddle is in at left tackle. Cannon will remain at right tackle. Handed off to Bolden. Lost his footing a bit. Bolden gets spun down. It's a 2-yard gain as Leonard Williams was there with Aaron Henderson. Right now, let's check in with Evan Washburn.
Well, guys, you can often understand the severity of an injury when you see the opposing team concerned, and Sebastian Vollmer has been ruled out for this game with that leg injury. So the blind spot for Brady continues to be a rotating position, guys.
All right, thanks very much. Bolden and White in the backfield with Brady. Brady tosses to Bolden. Jets are there defensively, and Bolden did not have an angle. Buster Screen ranging over for New York. No gain on the play for the Pats.
And Screen was in man-to-man coverage on Keyshawn Martin. Came off that coverage to fly up and take out the legs of Bolden. Right now the Jets defense playing inspired football. Brady 4 for 4, but 3 of them have been to Bolden on swing passes.
This Patriot offense, number 3 in the NFL in scoring, 31.1 points per game. Flags come down. There was a jump.
Yeah, Malden jumped in the neutral zone, made contact. Free 5 yards for Brady and company.
Clete Blakeman, we'll hear from him for the first time.
Encroachment. Defense, number 52. The 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
I bet David Harris isn't too happy about that. It was Malden. Watch Malden, he jumps right into the face of Shaq Mason.
It's a dime package here for the Jets with Marcus Williams in along with Buster Screen. The penalty gives New England a 3rd and 3 opportunity. Working out of the gun. Play clock down to 2, down to 1. Brady trying to set the screen for White. They blow it up. David Harris sniffs it out. It's a loss of 5 on the play.
Well, watch David Harris here. He's got Bolden man-to-man coverage. He's directing traffic, getting guys lined up right, and watch him go right to the screen here. Bolden didn't have a shot.
Ryan Allen will punt it. Jeremy Curley standing at the 25-yard line. High punt. Curley settles under it. Curley. Solid return for Curley. In a tight area with the Pro Bowler Matthew Slater over there. 41-yard punt. And an 8-yard return for Curley. Jets defense fired up early. Jets have a 3-0 lead on New England opening quarter. New England limited to 24 yards of offense in this first quarter. The Jets have 97 yards. Stephen Ridley, former Patriot, is in. Fitzpatrick on a boot, steps up. Fitzpatrick dials up the deep ball. Incomplete. Eric Decker in a battle with Malcolm Butler. They were just working on Rob Ninkovich, who is limping noticeably along the New England sideline.
And Ninkovich back in October knocked down 4 of Fitzpatrick's passes at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Fitzpatrick said Ninkovich has been a thorn in his side going back to his Buffalo days. He always seems to be in the area where Ryan Fitzpatrick is trying to operate. 2nd and 10 for the Jets. Under a minute to go now in the first. Powell turns it upfield. Bilal Powell out of bounds. Powell has become an X factor. 15 yards on the catch and run.
Yeah, his quickness is so apparent. Once he caught that ball, he just sped through the coverage of the Patriots. You can see he gets mangled out in front, and that's all he needs to get down the field for that gain of 15.
We asked Ivory about Powell. He said he always seems to create explosion plays. He changes the pace of the game and consistently comes through on third down. That was a second down, but he turns it into a first down. Inside the New England 45, final play of the opening quarter. Ivory bouncing off the initial tackler and curls for a gain of 1.5 yards. Giacomini getting into it with Akeem Hicks.
First quarter.
As we end the first quarter in East Rutherford. 3-0 the Jets on top of the Patriots. We'll come back to the Meadowlands after these messages. You're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 50. Well, Chris Ivory injured on the last play. He's now on the training table on the Jets sideline. Bilal Powell has certainly been a contributor so far. 2 carries, 27 yards, 1 catch for 15 yards. And he's in the backfield on a 2nd and 9. First play of the second quarter. Fitzpatrick fires off the hands of Eric Decker. Incomplete.
Well, the Jets have had a lot of success running right at the Patriots this afternoon, right between the tackles. Powell goes for 16 there, and then another 10 here. And then Chris Ivory gets in the act with a 17-yarder. They're averaging nearly 7 yards a carry, running right at the Patriots' defensive line and linebackers.
They were checking out the right leg of Chris Ivory. 3rd and 9 now for the Jets. Just underway, second quarter at MetLife. Fitzpatrick, deep ball, separation, could not make the connection with Tompkins. And he had a 1.5 steps on the defender.
Well, this is twice now that Fitzpatrick has missed on a home run ball. Good move there by Tompkins as he shakes Coleman. And now that ball 3 yards too far. Not enough arch on that ball. Threw it on a line drive. Very difficult to adjust to a line drive pass that far down the field for Tompkins.
So while the Jets may be dominating the numbers, they're not dominating the scoreboard. It's 3-0. The punt from Quigley, Martin the fair catch, and a flag is down. 35-yard punt, well placed. Both teams waiting on the call. And Blakeman heading over to the New England sideline to have a chat with Bill Belichick. Patriots have already clinched a first-round bye. They would clinch home field advantage in the AFC with a victory here today.
It'll get use of hands to the face. Kicking team number 54. New England elects to add that 5-yard penalty to the end of the kick. First down, New England.
It's Jamari Lattimore called on the penalty. Tuesday on CBS, it's a star-studded night celebrating legendary artists, including the man behind Star Wars, George Lucas. Stephen Colbert hosts the Kennedy Center Honors. Tuesday at 9, 8 Central, only CBS. Couple of punts so far for New England, yet to get their offense in gear. Brady is a perfect 5 of 5, but only 19 yards.
And
2 tight ends, Gronkowski and Williams.
Right, and Gronkowski, no catches so far on him.
Little gadget play on the blast by Martin. Spin move. He gets hit by Muhammad Wilkerson, going to the Pro Bowl for the first time in his career. A free agent at the end of the season. 6-yard pickup there for Martin, the former Texan.
Yeah, the Jets giving extra attention to Rob Gronkowski here. You can see that Cromartie on him. Gronkowski obviously blocking on this play, but we've seen Cromartie on him, and we've seen Revis on him, and now we see Jackson in the backfield.
His first snap for the Patriots. former member of the Rams and the Falcons. Jackson gets the call, and Jackson picks up 5 yards. It's enough for a first down. Well, the resume is impressive for Steven Jackson, first-round draft pick of St. Louis out of Oregon State. Big, physical. In his day, he was a workhorse. Came in with just under 11,400 career yards, good for 18th place on the all-time list. Line of scrimmage is the 25, and a new set of downs for New England to work with. Still early stages, second quarter, 3-0 lead for the Jets. Jackson again tries to cut it back, and he's stacked up. Loss of 1 on the play. Now, this is something that Bill Belichick has done through the years. He's picked up running backs maybe later in their career. Antoine Smith, Corey Dillon. Dillon did have over 1,000 yards in a season with the Patriots, so he still had a lot left in the tank. But Sammy Morris, Lamont Jordan, Taylor, these were guys that had success elsewhere and then would play more of a bit role and fill a niche for New England in the running attack. Second and 11 now for the Patriots. Shotgun, timing route, trying to get Gronk involved. Juggle and a catch. Gronkowski hauls it in against Cromartie.
And it's just a fade route for Gronkowski, but he's got such a long and wide catching radius. Look how he reaches out in front of him, juggles just slightly, but hauls it in for 30. But that's a guy who weighs 265 getting behind a defensive back in Antonio Cromartie.
One of 7 Pro Bowlers on the Patriots this season. Gronk going to the Pro Bowl for the 4th time in his career. Cameron Fleming is in. 6 offensive linemen. Hand it off. Bolden. Pitch it back. Brady looking. Deep ball. Incomplete. Gronkowski downfield. Darrelle Revis back there for New York.
Well, Brady shows that he can miss an open receiver as well, although Revis has good coverage on Gronkowski. Well executed lateral by Bolden. Revis closing quickly on that ball, but it's just slightly overthrown.
Sets up a 2nd and 10. New England is in New York territory with 12:06 to go in this first half. Running play. White. Razzle-dazzle to LaFell. LaFell leans forward with a flag back at the 49. LaFell has enough for the first down. Jets are pointing in the Patriots' direction for the penalty.
And Brian Stork looking awfully guilty too.
Josh McDaniels going into the bag of tricks.
Yeah, he knows it.
There is no foul for it, an illegal block on the play. Running on the field stands, it brings up 3rd down.
Well, number 66 is Brian Stork, left side of the screen here. He's going to peel back and hit Malden.
Well, they pulled the flag up.
Yep.
And it's now 3rd and 1. They marked LaFell just short of the first down.
Well, the Patriots know it's going to be tough running straight at the Jet defense, so they're trying trick plays to get their speed players on the perimeter, and it's worked so far in this drive.
And another trick. Brady now lines up on the outside. Wildcat for Bolden. Bolden looking for the first down. It is close. Very close. Leonard Williams and David Harris were there.
Yeah, he looks short.
It's 4th down. But in this area of the field, Bill Belichick's going for it.
Yeah, and he's leaving Steven Jackson on the sidelines. They tried Yosef on a short yardage play in the first quarter, and now they're spreading things out.
Right now, it would be a 55-yard field goal attempt. They're going for it, 4th and less than a yard. Brady rolls. Brady throws. It's complete. James White working the perimeter for a first down. Touch pass from Brady.
Yeah,
13 yards.
Really good patience by Brady. Didn't have White to begin with, because Wilkerson was right in his face. So he lets Wilkerson come in on him and then lofts it softly over his head to White. Good play by Wilkerson, but a little bit late. He forces Brady to clutch on that one, but that is Mr. Clutch, Tom Brady.
Ninth play of the drive, they're inside the Jets 25. Michael Williams, the motion man. Second catch for White. It's a pitch for Bolden. Turns it upfield. Bolden brought down inside the 20. Marcus Gilchrist, Darrell Rivas over there. 5.5 yard gain, depending on the spot.
And again, it's a perimeter play. A lot of tosses, sweeps. We've seen the Wildcat, Josh McDaniels, realizing that going up against this Jet defense, which is second in the NFL against the run at just 82 yards a game. Not going to make too much, although Steven Jackson is in the game now.
Patriots were held to just 16 yards rushing in the first meeting. It's a running play to Steven Jackson. Not a whole lot of room there. 2-yard pickup as Muhammad Wilkerson brings him down.
But that's what Steven Jackson's game is all about. It's really running between the tackles. He's a real north-south runner, and with a lot of power. We just have to see how much he's got left in the tank, though.
He played for McDaniels when McDaniels was the offensive coordinator in St. Louis, so there is familiarity there with the offense. 11th play of the drive. This is a 3rd and 3 for New England. And even 9 minutes to go in this first half. Jets with a 3-0 lead. Gronkowski goes in motion. We'll get a timeout. Patriots call one. Stop the clock with 8:55 remaining in the second quarter. Thought your fantasy season was over? Well, it's not. Play for free and you could win a trip to Super Bowl 51 in 2017. Join today at NFL.com/playoff challenge. Tom Brady is the only Patriots offensive player to start every game at the same position this season. They've had to make changes every single week, and it's reflected in their game plans, which are never the same week in and week out.
And that keeps everybody interested because it's never boring, and it's a real testament to Josh McDaniels, the system, Bill Belichick, and of course Brady to make it all work.
After the timeout, 3rd and 3 for the Patriots. Shotgun, fake the handoff. Brady flips it to no man's land. It's incomplete. Malden put the heat on Brady, and it's 4th down for New England.
Now the Jets don't get a lot of sacks. They've only had 20 all season, but they do pressure the quarterback, and it's usually right up the middle. You can see Brady not liking his first option there. Tries to come late to Keyshawn Martin. Patriots now 0 for 4 on 3rd downs.
The second most blitzes in the NFL this season. The Jets just behind Arizona. Stephen Gostkowski going to the Pro Bowl once again. This is a 35-yard attempt, and he nails it. We are tied at 3 and 3 with 8:46 to play. First half, more of the Patriots and Jets after this. Patriots go 12 plays, 69 yards. It took 5 minutes and 59 seconds for New England. Gostkowski with the 35-yard field goal. And we're even, 3 apiece, 8:46 left to play in this first half. Gostkowski will kick it off. Antonio Cromartie is deep. To the back of the end zone, Cromartie takes a knee. Jets will have it at the 20-yard line. Jets looking for their 5th straight win.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by The Home Depot. More saving, more doing. Volkswagen. And by Dirty Grandpa, in theaters January 22nd.
We welcome you back. MetLife Stadium opened back in 2010. Exit 16W off the New Jersey Turnpike. Dan's gotten to know the Turnpike quite well this season.
Love it.
What exit are you, Dan?
I'm all exits, pal.
1st and 10 from the 20 for Fitzpatrick. Catch and curl by Marshall. Brandon Marshall going to the Pro Bowl for the 6th time in his career. That's a 6-yard pickup. Injury updates from Evan Washburn.
Well, guys, Jets-Patriots round 2, and Chris Ivory's dealing with an injury once again. It's his right knee. The official word is questionable. I saw the athletic trainers. It was less structural. It looked more like they were massaging. They added an ointment to it. And also Rob Ninkovich, who's out there. It was a laceration or a bruise on that lower left leg. They put a pad on it, so just to keep an eye on him. I'll update Ivory if anything changes.
All right, Evan, Stephen Ridley is in there right now with Bilal Powell. It's Powell up the middle. Nice cut by Powell. First down. Jabal Sheard will get credit for the tackle. That's a 6-yard gain for Powell.
Well, Fitzpatrick 7 of 15 in the first half, but he's missed a lot of opportunity here. That one to Powell down the sidelines, overshoots Enunwa here. Decker got a jump ball situation on that one, and then this one really hurt Tompkins behind the defense. He's been getting good pass protection, but he has to convert on some of those game-changing type of passes.
Fitzpatrick came in 3 touchdowns away from matching Vinny Testaverde's single-season franchise mark. Stephen Ridley with Fitzpatrick getting out and blocking for New York.
Well, of course he's out in front blocking. He's a quarterback. He's an athlete. Watch number 14, good number 2. As he realizes that Ridley has got nothing right up the middle, so follow the quarterback around the corner. And then kind of a weak attempt, but it does get Ridley about 2 extra yards and close to a first down. Good job, Fitz.
Ryan Fitzpatrick is 7 of 15 for 65 yards. They keep it on the ground. Stutter step from Ridley. Gets it past the sticks. It's a 3-yard gain and a first down for New York.
And don't you think that Ridley's a little bit fired up about having his opportunity against his former team?
Signed a 1-year, $1.25 million deal with the New York Jets. Torn ACL and MCL last season with New England. Chris Ivory back in the locker room, so Ridley getting an opportunity here. With this game tied at 3. We come up on the 6-minute mark of the second quarter. Jets have it at their own 45. Play action. Fitzpatrick steps up. Down to the sidelines. Brandon Marshall, tremendous hands, but he's out of bounds. Logan Ryan with the matchup. Marshall thought he was in bounds and thought it was clean.
Yeah, we'll just see. It is a good catch here. Left foot in, right foot out. Good call by the official right on the spot here. Good tight coverage by Logan Ryan. Heck of a catch, but no catch.
Did he have control of it when the right foot was down? It looks like it was just after he lifted the right foot that he hauled it in.
Really had no chance. That ball just carried him all the way to the sidelines and out of bounds.
Marshall 174 yards away from setting the new Jet single-season receiving mark, passing Don Maynard. Bilal Powell spilled out on the outside. That's a 4-yard pickup. Collins combining with Logan Ryan on the hit. Never miss a moment of football action with the CBS Sports app. Every play and score, every game, and every highlight right as they happen. Download the CBS Sports app now at cbssports.com/mobile. Patriots trying to stall this Jets drive right around midfield at the 49-yard line. A 3rd and 6 for New York. Powell remains in there. 5.5 to go in this first half. Out of the gun, Fitzpatrick sets it up nicely for Tompkins. He's got a first down across the 40-yard line into New England territory. Catch and run of 12 yards.
Really a key block, too, by Quincy Enunwa on the man who was trying to guard Tompkins. Tremendous spin move there on Harmon.
The Jets can make the playoffs by winning their last 2 games and getting a loss by either Kansas City, Denver, or Pittsburgh. 8th play of the drive. Ridley with a cut. Weaves through traffic. Good block by Ferguson. That's a 7-yard pickup. So that's one scenario. The other scenario is the Jets win one of their last 2 games. They take on Buffalo next week. And then Denver, Kansas City, or Pittsburgh loses 2 games to end the season. Kansas City currently up 10-3. Pittsburgh down 10-3. here in Week 16 of the NFL. We're counting down to the 4-minute mark of the second quarter. Jets and Patriots are tied at 3. Fitzpatrick swings it to Tompkins, a featured role. Kenbrell Tompkins working against Leonard Johnson. He's winning the matchup. 12-yard pickup and another first down for the Jets.
That's his third catch of the first half, too. Watch the sidearm shot there by Fitzpatrick as he fades away from the defensive rush there and puts the ball right on the money as Brown is bearing down on him. Veteran move by the quarterback, and Tompkins enjoying a great first half.
Jets are at the New England 20. We're down to 3.5 to play in the second quarter. Bohannon lead blocker. Give it to Ridley. Not much there. Stumbles for 3. Jabal Sheard in on that stop.
That's one of the type of plays where you send the fullback one way, hoping the linebackers will follow the fullback, and then it's a counter play back to the strong side, but the Patriots are having none of it, and they stop Ridley for a short gain. But the Jets doing a great job on the ground. 87 yards rushing already.
Jets had 372 yards of offense in the victory over Dallas. Only 73 on the ground. They've got 176 yards in this first half. 2nd and 7. Decker goes in motion. Running play again. Powell bursting through. It's short of a first down as Johnson got him down low. 5-yard gain for Bilal Powell. Give credit to Mike Tannenbaum, former GM of the Jets, who always believed in Bilal Powell and thought there would be a role for him at this level.
And also putting together a pretty good offensive line that's dominating this first half. Ferguson, Carpenter, Mangold, Winters, and Giacomini doing a great job of providing space for Powell.
Obviously, Mike McCagnon has taken over the GM duties with John Idzik in between the two. Flip it out. Powell in space. Inside the 5. First and goal for the Jets. 10-yard pickup.
Another conversion on third down. 4 of 7 now. And Powell takes this one inside the 5.
Coming up, Verizon Halftime Report. JB and the rest of the crew. Scores, highlights, all coming up. Verizon Halftime Report. First and goal for the Jets. New York looking for the lead. Marshall in motion. Marshall the catch and the touchdown. Fitzpatrick delivers. The Jets go in front late stages of the second quarter. 13 plays, 80 yards for New York.
And Fitzpatrick 5 of 6 on the drive. Another little sidearm sling here. Marshall wisely stretches out and puts the ball across the goal line here as he beats Ryan. Well-designed play by offensive coordinator Chan Gailey. Another touchdown reception for Marshall. 12 now on the season.
So that's 22 combined for Marshall and Decker. The best 1-2 punch
Previous play
in Jets
under
history
review.
among receivers. Just looking at the numbers. They'll take a review to see if Marshall stepped out before he put the ball.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. It is a touchdown.
So the touchdown stands. Fitzpatrick to Marshall. That is 27 now on the season for Ryan Fitzpatrick. Vinny Testaverde set the single season mark with 29 back in 1998. Extra point coming from Randy Bullock. He's got it. A 10-3 lead for the Jets. 1:57 to play, first half. Brandon Marshall got the angle. Bill Belichick's team is now down by 7. Single season franchise history. Brandon Marshall 12 touchdowns, 2 behind Don Maynard and Art Powell, who set the mark back in the 60s. Maynard number retired, number 13 for the Jets.
Belichick unhappy because his team is being outgained by 100 yards even in the first half. Jets have 193 yards of total offense. The Patriots just 93.
Patriots have won 8 of the last 9 meetings against the Jets. They'll have a first-round bye for the 6th straight year. That's the longest streak since the new playoff format began. Bullock will kick it off. Plenty of time for New England to work with. Patriots have 2 timeouts left. Keyshawn Martin had a 75-yard kickoff return last week against Tennessee. Goes down just across the 15, hit by Trevor Riley on special teams. Coming up, Verizon Halftime Report. JB, Tony, Bart, Boomer, Coach Cowher. Latest NFL scores and highlights. It's cozy in there. All coming up, Verizon Halftime Report.
Yeah, they were chilling, weren't they?
Is that what you call it?
Yeah, chilling. Kind of like you and me right up here now. This great game in this first half.
1st and 10 from the 16 for New England. Bolden. He's got a hole. Keeps the legs moving, and Bolden with a first down run. Good block from Marcus Cannon. Remember, Sebastian Vollmer went down with a leg injury. So LaAdrian Waddle is in the lineup at left tackle. Cannon playing right tackle for New England. No Josh Klein today, out with a shoulder injury. Trey Jackson in at right guard. Brian Stork was inactive last week. He's back in there starting at center. And the rookie Shaq Mason at left guard. Bolden again. Jets were ready for him. Picks up 2 yards on the play. David Harris among those there for New York. LeGarrette Blount done for the season. Dion Lewis on IR as well. New England going conservative here.
Yeah, really taking their time as James White late to join the huddle, replacing Bolden.
We're down to 44 seconds left. Patriots will get the football to start the second half. Brady out of the gun. Over the middle, big pop after the catch by White. He was hit by Calvin Pryor III. And time ticking away, down to 22 seconds left.
And they got 2 timeouts to work with. Obviously content to go in at halftime, down by 7, make their adjustments, and then get the opening kickoff of the second half.
Well, you alluded to it earlier, Fitzpatrick, and the mental challenge you have going against Bill Belichick. He said the adjustments they make in-game and after halftime are so impressive, and obviously the Jets will try to anticipate some of those going into the second half. But New England didn't go with the aggressive route at the end of the first half. It's 10-3 Jets at halftime. Verizon Halftime Report is coming up. Getting ready for the start of the second half here at MetLife Stadium. 10-3, the Jets in front of the Patriots. Important game here on both sides. Jets trying to stay alive in the playoff hunt. New England looking for the #1 overall seed in the AFC. Ian Eagle, Dan Fouts, Evan Washburn. Patriots took their foot off the gas at the end of the second quarter. It was set up for them to at least get into field goal range. Bill Belichick and company deciding, nope, they're going to head to the locker room down 10-3. Let's deal with that part first, Dan.
Well, I think the big thing is that Belichick wanted to get into the locker room and light these guys up a little bit. They had a good run on first down with Ridley Bolden going for about 11 yards there, out to the 35 with 2 timeouts, a lot of time left for Tom Brady. But, you know, no Amendola, no Edelman, and Gronkowski with just 1 catch in that first half. It was a big one, though, for 30 yards over Antonio Cromartie. But it's been after catching 11 balls in October for 108 yards, Gronkowski doing a lot of blocking here in the first half, And then on the big flea flicker shot, when he had a chance to make a big play against Darrelle Revis, Brady overthrows Gronkowski at the 15-yard line. Only 2 targets all day long, those 2 for Gronkowski.
Follow your favorite team all season long. Go to itunes.com/NFL. Start of the third quarter here in East Rutherford. The Jets at 9-5. The Patriots are 12-2. Best record in the AFC. The Jets in the hunt for a wild card spot. There's a chance the Jets could finish 11-5 this season and not make the playoffs. The last team to do that, finish 11-5 and not qualify for the postseason, the New England Patriots, 2008, the year that Brady sustained the knee injury in the season opener and Matt Castle took over. Chris Ivory is back on the Jets sideline. Bullet over the head of Martin. Patriots will have it at the 20-yard line as we send it to Evan Washburn.
You guys spoke to Bill Belichick about the offense. He didn't want to point to a specific issue. He just said everything has to be better. He said field position was a bit of a problem in that first half defensively for the Patriots. He said they have to stop the run, and that's what the Jets loved about the first half. Todd Bowles saying the best version of their offense was runs up the middle, sprinkle in the pass, and win that time of possession. Guys?
Evan, 193 yards of offense for the Jets in the first half. New England limited to 113. Take over 1st and 10 from the 20. First play from scrimmage in the second half. Brady, play action. They get Gronkowski. Veers to the outside for a first down. 21 yards on the hookup.
Well, 3 targets now for Gronkowski. Just a slant route across the middle as he finds a huge gaping hole in the secondary. Takes a long time for Gilchrist to get to him. Gilchrist trying to chop that ball out. Yeah, I got to pull it out of those big arms.
Gronkowski, 68 catches on the season, over 1,100 yards. Running play, James White running inside for 3, met by the rookie Leonard Williams, along with Demario Davis. Told you about the yardage, first downs, Jets with 13 of them. New England takes an 0 for on third down conversions, 0 for 4.
They did convert 1 4th down play, but that 0 for 4 has got to be really troubling for Josh McDaniels, Brady, and Belichick.
2nd and 7 here for the Patriots. Martin the motion man, Brady pumps, timing route. Martin with the catch. Perfectly executed, working against Buster Screen. 15 yards on the rainbow.
Really a spectacular pass. Screen's got good coverage too. Brady again has to double clutch on this one, but drops it right over the top of Screen. And Martin hanging with this ball, stretching out, making a big catch there to put the ball into Jet territory.
And Calvin Pryor just limped off for the Jets. He suffered a high ankle sprain in the first meeting between these two teams back in October. So Rontez Miles steps in for him.
That could be a big loss for the Jets. Pryor, the enforcer in that secondary for the Jets. Big hitter.
Brandon Bolden is in. He will flank Brady on a 1st and 10 at the New York 40. Brady. Intercepted. Darrelle Revis brought down. Revis picks off Brady on a 19-yard return. New England turns it over early in the third. Third time in his career that Darrelle Revis has intercepted Tom Brady, his first against Brady since 2009. 5th of the season for Revis. Jets take over. Ivory is back in. And Ivory is thrown down. Butler helping in run support. First man there is Sheard.
On the slant route here, looks like Gronkowski expecting the ball earlier, didn't get it, and I think that the way that the pressure comes from 91 right side of the screen, Richardson forces that early throw, but Revis realizing that Brady trying to get Gronkowski involved in the offense early in the second half has to be the most surprised guy to be able to catch that ball as it sails behind Gronkowski.
Both players downplayed any rift between the two. Brady and Revis teammates last year on that Super Bowl winning team. 2nd and 11. Fitzpatrick has time. Fitzpatrick. Open man is Marshall. First down into New England territory. Logan Ryan there for the Patriots defensively. That's 19 yards on the pass and catch.
Yeah, classic dig route down and in for Marshall in front of Ryan. And Fitzpatrick again enjoying tremendous pass protection here. Watch Ferguson here on Chandler Jones. Jones got two as he passes off Jones to James Carpenter, who's having a big day as well.
97 catches on the season for Brandon Marshall. It's a new single-season record in Jets history. Fitzpatrick. Marshall again feeding him the football. Once again, matched up with Logan Ryan.
And you see the wink there that Marshall gave his quarterback? This is because he looks back and he sees the ball coming right away. And then the strength and size is enough to beat the real tight coverage by Logan Ryan.
Ryan, the Rutgers product out of Voorhees, New Jersey. Up and down his first 2 years. He's been more consistent here in year 3 for the Patriots. First down for the Jets.
Boy, nobody covering Decker, too.
Where was that?
Eric Decker was all by himself, and the officials decided to go cover him. And you know what I almost expect to come out of one of these huddles? Is for Clete Blakeman to yell, Columbia!
Please put 11 minutes, 23 seconds on the game clock. 11:23.
They're resetting the game clock. They had moved the football. Jets were trying to line up.
Yeah, there's Decker. Hey, throw me the ball, quick. And the officials, good tight coverage there.
It's a first down at the 32. Powell is in there with Ivory. Moving pocket. Toss over the middle to Chris Ivory and a modest gain, hit by Chandler Jones on the play. It's a 2-yard pickup. Well, week 14, late in the first half, the Titans were confused on defense. Nobody was covering Brandon Marshall. And Ryan Fitzpatrick quickly snapped it, found Marshall, outran the defense for a 69-yard touchdown. Almost had a similar scenario there with Decker.
And that was coming out of a timeout, too, for the Titans. A little late with their substitution package.
Ivory sprints to the outside, 2nd and 8. Mix it up with Powell, and he's banged down with a flag thrown. Hit by Malcolm Brown, the rookie out of Texas. Penalty marker at the 31.
Yeah, I think they're going to get James
Holding.
Carpenter.
Offense, number 77. 10-yard penalty, still second down.
.10:24 to play in the third. Jets leading the Patriots 10-3. Jets got the turnover when Brady was picked off by Darrelle Revis. Now they face a 2nd and 18 from the New England 40-yard line.
Hey, Mike's 91. Mike's 91. Mike's 91.
No penalties against the Pats today. 3 against New York. Play clock down to 1. Fitzpatrick steps up. He's got room to run. Fitzpatrick goes down head first. 7-yard scramble for Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Chandler Jones still looking for his first sack of the day after getting 2 last week and a forced fumble here. Good job by Ferguson to run him by the pocket. Fitzpatrick, a classic drop back passer, knowing stepping up in the pocket is imperative, and a fearless runner after he breaks the line of scrimmage.
There have been no sacks either way. We've got 9:24 to go in the third. This is a 3rd and 11 for the Jets. Working out of the gun, Fitzpatrick sets, throws, end zone, jump ball. Marshall's there. Touchdown. Marshall discarded Harmon. 33 yards on the hookup.
Well, there are times when a quarterback must have faith in his receiver, and that's what Fitzpatrick has in Marshall. Let this ball go early, and then watch the adjustment that Marshall has to make as he gets around Harmon and then makes the catch in the end zone. Tremendous move by Marshall as Harmon reaching back, can't deflect it, Fitzpatrick a perfect 4 for 4 in the drive, 65 yards, and that beautiful touchdown pass.
Extra point is good from Bullock. Brandon Marshall said about Ryan Fitzpatrick, I knew a little bit about his background before he got to the Jets. What I didn't know is one of the most competitive guys I've ever been around. Jets lead it 17-3.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest. Transparency. Low fares, nothing to hide. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. And by Honda. Hurry in for great deals during Happy Honda Days.
Well, there's no doubt the Jets and Mike Maccagnan pulled off a steal of a deal with the Bears, acquiring Brandon Marshall for a 5th-round draft pick. Marshall has set a Jets record for receptions in a season. 2 more touchdowns here today, giving him 13. He now has 99 catches. Kickoff from Bullock. Martin takes a knee. Patriots will have it at the 20. They're down 14.
Great adjustment by Marshall as he cuts underneath Harmon and makes the catch.
Sheer bliss from Fitzpatrick. Brandon Marshall, new career high, 13 touchdowns this season. He has helped give the Jets a 17-3 lead. New England has been held to 153 yards of offense. We've got 9:13 to play in the 3rd. Shotgun for Brady. He throws to Bolden underneath. Bolden turns it upfield. He's got a 1st down. Brought down by Aaron Henderson on the play. 11 yards on the pass play.
We'll go back to the touchdown. Here's Harmon, deep safety, and Marshall in the group here. Now, because he's playing so deep, Marshall has to give him a little hesitation and then get down the field. That little move there freezes Harmon, and then cutting underneath the defensive back is a tremendous adjustment on that 33-yard TD catch.
Remember, the drive was set up by the Revis interception. Patriots in a 14-point hole. Brady wide open downfield. Keyshawn Martin. He's brought down at the 45, 24 yards through the air. Playing without Danny Amendola out with a knee injury. No Julian Edelman still out with the foot injury.
But you see Martin working in the slot where Amendola and Edelman have so much success. But you can't give Tom Brady that much time to find Martin down the field like that. The Jets electing to just go with a 4-man pass rush there were burned.
And Dan Calvin Pryor is in the game for the Jets. 2 tight ends, Gronkowski and Williams. Martin, the motion man for New England. Running play for Bolden. Plows through the middle and picks up 3. Aaron Henderson once again involved in the stop for New York. 7 carries, 28 yards for Bolden. AFC wildcard picture, Kansas City, Pittsburgh, the Jets all at 9-5. Baltimore's got the lead on Pittsburgh. Kansas City comfortably in front of Cleveland. A loss by the Steelers and a win by the Jets opens the door up for the Jets to control their own destiny. Over the middle, Brandon LaFell. Brady on time for a 19-yard strike. And New England is on the move inside the New York 25.
And another huge hole in the secondary of the Jets there for LaFell. There was nobody within 5 yards of him when he made that catch. Again, Brady with time to throw, picking the Jets defense apart on this drive.
Patriots have been a machine in the month of December. 26-5 road record, best in the NFL since 2001. Bolden brought down, Sheldon Richardson leading the charge. It's a 1-yard pickup for the 4th-year running back, Brandon Bolden.
Now Richardson showing his versatility, seeing him put pressure on Brady that may have forced that interception in the last drive. That time crashing down on Bolden before he can get started.
James White comes in for New England. White goes in motion. 2nd and 9, they give it to him. Jets were ready. He got hit on the outside. Marcus Williams. It's a 1-yard pickup for White.
Well, defensively that time, Casey Rogers goes with a zone concept. So when White got the handoff, there was about 4 Jets just playing their area of the field, not man-to-man, and you can see the quickness of Marcus Williams close on James White on the fly sweep.
7th play of the drive. This is a 3rd and 8 for the Patriots. Crowd has come alive in this 3rd quarter. Brady pats the ball, steps up. Brady brought down. Flag is thrown at the 26. Lorenzo Mauldin, the rookie from Louisville, got Brady around the ankles.
Holding offense, number 66. Penalties decline. Brings up 4th down.
And converting 3rd downs has been a huge problem for the Patriots today. 0 for 5 now, as Mauldin's going to pick up his 4th sack of the season. You can see the hold there on Richardson by Stork.
It's a 44-yard field goal attempt for Gostkowski. Allen will hold it. And he splits the uprights. New England cutting into the lead, but the Jets still in front, 17-6 over the Pats.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Cialis and by Domino's. Order online at Domino's.com.
Jets 17, Patriots 6, Week 16 in the NFL. Todd Bowles' squad has done an excellent job defensively against Brady. They're down weapons. They got Gronkowski back involved early in this 3rd quarter, but he was not featured at all on that last drive. The kickoff from Gostkowski, and Cromartie takes a knee. Jets will have it at the 20. We've got 4:54 remaining in the 3rd. Back to MetLife after this. The night before Super Bowl 50, the NFL salutes the best players and plays of the season in a primetime star-studded football and entertainment special. NFL Honors, Saturday, February 6th, only CBS. The Jets are a year removed from bottoming out at 4-12 in 2014. An organizational overhaul by the Jets. They are 9-5, looking for win number 10. Underneath to Chris Ivory, and it's a loss on the play after the catch of 5 yards. Dante Hightower over there defensively for New England.
It's been a big afternoon for Brandon Marshall. This 2-yard touchdown catch in the first half, but starting the 3rd quarter, 3 straight completions. The crossing route, the contested back shoulder throw here, and then the 33-yard bomb. Tremendous adjustment for Marshall on that play. And these 2 guys have never had a chance to play in the playoffs. It's getting closer for them.
Unbridled enthusiasm. Brandon Marshall's part of the Showtime Inside the NFL crew. He said production meetings with Phil Simms and Boomer Esiason have been tremendous. It's made him look at football in an entirely new way as Bilal Powell picks up 10 yards on the run, met by Tavon Wilson on the play. And Marshall, he's really changed his whole routine. He said now he's a go to bed at 9 p.m. and wake up at 5 a.m. kind of guy. He doesn't deviate a whole lot from the schedule. He said Friday night is date night with his wife, and he can see how the New York nightlife could affect athletes. He said it hasn't affected him.
Yeah, at this point of his career, in his 10th year, getting to the playoffs, obviously a huge goal. And the Jets playing inspired ball, led by Marshall and Fitzpatrick.
3rd and 5, Fitzpatrick loses the football. Ball is free. Jets trying to jump on it. They cannot. Jamie Collins scoops and scores for the Patriots.
Yeah,
New England looking for a big play, and they come up with it.
They're calling it a fumble, but the question is, was Fitzpatrick's hand coming forward? Tom Brady knows all about the tuck rule. Well, that is so close. Ball did not go forward. It kind of went sideways out of his hand. Great job by Collins to convert it. Ball coming forward. Does he have control? Nope, that's a fumble. Ball knocked out of his hand before his hand can get forward.
It is Sheard getting to him initially. Jones on the other
Previous
side.
play is under review.
Ball went forward, but it was pushed forward after it was knocked out of Fitzpatrick's hand. That touchdown will stand.
What a turn of events in East Rutherford.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is confirmed. It is a touchdown.
Touchdown for the Patriots. Mike Carey, our rules expert, was watching the play as well. What were you looking for there, Mike, on that Fitzpatrick attempt?
Now the rule is the quarterback has to have firm control of the ball when his hand starts forward. Dan, you were right on the money here. The ball is knocked loose before his hand starts forward. He's throwing what's called an empty hand. The ball goes forward, but it's after it's already loose. Fumble on the field. Great call.
All right, Mike, a little flick of the finger at the end for Ryan Fitzpatrick. The extra point from Gostkowski is good. And the New England Patriots with a huge play in this third quarter to make it a 17-13 game. 3:21 remaining.
Yeah, first time they get to Fitzpatrick all day for their 48th sack of the season. But Sheard talked about what a brilliant acquisition that was coming over from Cleveland. 8 sacks now for Sheard, and just like last week when the Patriots got a strip sack and a fumble return and score by Akeem Hicks, Jamie Collins does the trick this time.
The Jets have only allowed 21 sacks this season, second fewest in the league behind St. Louis. Rams have given up 18. Patriots number 6 overall in team defense, number 6 in scoring defense as well. And we'll see if that play is the catalyst for the Pats trying to lock down the number 1 seed in the AFC. Well, last week against Tennessee, early second quarter, Chandler Jones knocking the ball away from Marcus Mariota, forcing the fumble. Akeem Hicks on the recovery in the end zone, and the Patriots get the touchdown. Similar play here with Sheard and Collins doing the work for the Pats.
We'll see how the Jets respond now if they go back to the way they started the game with an effective rushing attack between the tackles. Ridley in now for the Jets. No Chris Ivory.
Handed off to Ridley. Through the middle for a 2-yard pickup. Malcolm Brown along with Dante Hightower on the stop. The Jets are 9-5. Their 9 wins have come against teams with a combined record of 43-75. They've had the easiest strength of schedule in the league this season. 2nd and 8 for New York. Fitzpatrick hooks a pass. It's caught by Marshall. The box out by Marshall. That's 100 catches on the season. The 6th time he's done that in his career. The first player to achieve that.
Well, and Fitzpatrick has so much confidence in Marshall, even though Marshall is tightly covered by Logan Ryan. Ryan had his back to the quarterback, so Fitzpatrick let it fly. 10 straight completions now for Fitz.
7 catches, 95 yards, 2 touchdowns for Marshall. And a whistle stops play with a flag down.
And Marshall jumped off sides and tried to call timeout.
Offense, number 15, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Watch Marshall here. He jumps off sides and tries to call timeout. Nice try.
They'll back it up to the 36-yard line for New York. 1st and 15. We're under 2 minutes to go in the third. A division that has been dominated by the New England Patriots. They've won the AFC East 12 times since Tom Brady became the starter in 2002. Bilal Powell met by Hightower on the play. 4-yard gain. Jimmy Collins also in there for New England.
Powell now with 7 carries for 56 yards. And he's got a couple of catches for 25 more. But with Ivory less than 100%, we'll see a lot more of Powell here for the rest of this ball game.
2nd and 11 for the Jets. We approach 1 minute to play in the third quarter. Eric Decker just 1 catch, 25 yards. Fitzpatrick to Enunwa. Breaks a tackle. Brought down from behind. The chase down by Ninkovich. 21 yards on the catch and run by Enunwa.
Yeah, a lot of it was after the catch too, wasn't it? Little out route for Enunwa. And the effort of breaking the tackle there, that tackle as well. And Ninkovich has to go all the way down the field from his defensive end spot to drag him down.
Richards a miss. Coleman a miss. And a new set of downs for the Jets inside the New England 40. Running play. Ridley. Stephen Ridley. Forward progress will get him a first down on a 13-yard gain. Ridley fired up.
I think that play by Enunwa has fired up this entire Jets offense, especially Stephen Ridley.
It's the longest run of the season for the former Patriot Ridley. And it's the final play of the third quarter. Jets and Patriots. A battle at MetLife. The fourth quarter is coming up. You're watching the NFL on CBS, home of Super Bowl 50. On a new undercover boss, a company known for sweet treats has a boss who can make things sour. New undercover boss, that's tonight after 60 minutes, only CBS. Ryan Fitzpatrick, 11 straight completions. We start the fourth quarter in East Rutherford, New Jersey. Ridley tries the zigzag, and the Patriots bring him down for a loss on the play. Malcolm Butler, first man there. Jamie Collins helping out as well. Last meeting, New England rallied in the fourth quarter for the 30-23 victory back in Week 7 in Foxborough. Jets led that one 17-16 entering the fourth. They lead this one 17-13. Brady getting loose on the Patriots sideline.
5-0. Hey, 5-0, 5-0, 5-0.
2nd and 12 for New York. Powell releases out of the backfield. Fitzpatrick looks. Fitzpatrick throws. Incomplete. He was trying to hit Tompkins. It's 3rd and long for the Jets.
Yeah, I think Tompkins wasn't quite ready for this pass. Thrown behind him. Good tight coverage, though, for Justin Coleman on that play. That time the Jets flanked both Marshall and Decker to the same side, trying to get the coverage to roll that way, and they got what they wanted, single coverage, but Fitzpatrick off target.
8th play of the drive. 3rd and 12 for New York. Fitzpatrick pulls the trigger underneath. Patriots all over it. Kenbrell Tompkins met by Justin Coleman. It's a loss of 3 on the play.
That's 3 outstanding plays for the Patriots. The tackle by Butler on first down, and then the coverage by Coleman on second, and then the reaction to read that quick screen to Tompkins, and Coleman comes up with a big play.
And it makes the field goal attempt a bit more challenging. 49-yard attempt for Bullock. Trying to extend the Jets' lead. Bullock. He's got it. Randy Bullock stepping in for Nick Folk, who is done for the year with a quad injury, gives the Jets a 20-13 advantage.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Macy's. And by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL.
The New York Jets have won 4 in a row. The New England Patriots have won 7 straight division titles. The Jets have a 20-13 lead over New England. 13:28 to play in the fourth quarter. Randy Bullock, after the 49-yard field goal, kicks it off to Keyshawn Martin. Leg strength has never been the question for Bullock. It's been accuracy. And it's a touchback. New England will have it at the 20. Here's the playoff picture in the AFC. New England in the driver's seat, a win, and they clinch the #1 seed. The Jets tied with Kansas City and Pittsburgh. Baltimore currently leads the Steelers 13-10. Kansas City has got the lead on Cleveland 17-10. Houston is up 31-0. An opportunity to clinch the AFC South today. New England takes over at the 20. They'll go empty here, trailing by 7. Brady, catch made by Martin, tries to break loose of Demario Davis, and he's limited to a 4-yard pickup through the air.
But it's another one of those slot receptions for Keyshawn Martin, filling in for Amendola and also obviously for Julian Edelman, but a very familiar type of play to start a drive, get some positive momentum going for the Patriots.
Their lone touchdown came on the defensive side of the ball with the strip and the scoop and score. Brady in trouble, engulfed, hit from behind by Sheldon Richardson.
Richardson's going to overpower the tight end Michael Williams. Brady holding onto the ball a long time. Look at 85 working on 91 here as he gets the swim move to the inside and then takes Brady down from behind. 5th sack of the season for Sheldon Richardson.
Third and 11. Brady in trouble. Forced to throw it. Lorenzo Mauldin among those putting the heat on Brady. Brandon Bolden was in the area. The Jets dialed up the pressure, and it forces New England into a punt.
Bolden coming right up the middle here. Good little twist move there with Wilkerson. And Brady trying to hang on as long as he can.
Casey Rogers in his first year as a defensive coordinator, formerly on the coaching staffs of Miami and Dallas. Ryan Allen punting. High punt, sailing, curly, fair catch at the 30. That's where the Jets will open up this drive after the 52-yard kick. The Jets lead the Patriots 20-13 in the fourth. Week 16 continues later today on Fox, then tonight Sunday Night Football on NBC. Tune in tomorrow, Monday Night Football on ESPN. Jets in front 20-13. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 30. Chris Ivory up the gut and picks up 3 on the play. Malcolm Brown combining with Jamie Collins for the tackle.
A couple of things the Jets are going to be working on this drive is to obviously take time off the clock and increase this lead off the 7 points that it is now.
Second and 7 for the Jets. We come up on 11 minutes to play in the fourth quarter. It's a bootleg. Fitzpatrick skies it over the head of Marshall, out of bounds.
Now Logan Ryan had great coverage on Marshall that time, and Fitzpatrick, feeling the heat, smartly threw it out of bounds. Little bootleg action for Fitzpatrick, but look at this coverage by Ryan. He wasn't going to let that back shoulder throw get to him this time.
It's a 3rd and 7 for the Jets. Eric Decker goes in motion. Not a lot of targets for Decker here today. Fitzpatrick underneath. Caught by Powell, but well short of a first down. The Jets go 3 and out. It's a 2-yard pickup.
That's the absolute worst thing the Jets could have done. The incomplete pass stopped the clock. Very little time went off the clock. Now the Patriots should get decent field position to start their next drive.
Just 2 losses this season for New England. Back-to-back to Denver and Philadelphia. 12-2 record. And 1 win away from securing the #1 seed in the AFC. Quigley the punt. Keyshawn Martin under it from the 16. Martin looping to the outside. Martin stays on his feet, turns the corner, and he's out of bounds across the 30. 48-yard punt, but a 15-yard return for Martin. 7-point game in New Jersey.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Straight Talk Wireless. Best phones, best networks, half the cost. Nationwide. Nationwide is on your side. And by TD Ameritrade.
Holiday time. The Jets with a 20-13 lead on the New England Patriots. 10:25 left in the fourth quarter. Pats have it at their own 31-yard line with Brady working out of the gun. Brady throws it to Keyshawn Martin, and he is ridden down there by Calvin Pryor. 5-yard gain through the air.
It's been a rough second half for Tom Brady. Threw his 7th interception of the season to Darrelle Revis, and he's been under constant pressure. Lorenzo Malden with the sack there, Richardson with this one, and then Malden again with the pressure, forcing the incomplete pass. Brady 15 of 19 though for just 167.
One of those quirky stats for New England. They've won 12 straight Week 16 games. Their last loss was 2002, and they lost to the Jets 30-17. 2nd and 5 for the Patriots. Hand it off to Bolden. Nowhere to go. Bolden brought down on the play by Leonard Williams. No gain.
Yeah, and back in October, we all remember the 54 throws that Brady had. They could not muster any rushing attack at all against this Jet defense. If they're going to win this ball game today, they're going to have to put it in the right hand of Tom Brady. They're not going to get anything on the ground against this Jet defense.
Third and 5. Brady dealing with the crowd noise. They're 0 of 6 on 3rd down conversions. Pressure again. Brady throws. He's got his man. Brady swings it to James White for the first down. 6-yard pickup for New England.
Just a beautiful throw on the run, under pressure from Wilkerson. Brady puts it away from the defender. David Harris there. Watch Wilkerson twice today. He's come this close to bringing number 12 down.
The drive continues for New England. They trail the Jets 20-13. 8:22 to go in the fourth. Bolden single setback. Fake it. Brady gets rid of it. Incomplete. Michael Williams, the intended receiver. Leonard Williams put the pressure on Brady and forced the throw.
Absolutely right, Bird. Williams with the pressure immediately. Nobody there to pick him up. Shaq Mason double teamed on the inside and allowed Williams with a free run at the quarterback.
And remember, Josh McDaniels and the Patriots lost Sebastian Vollmer early in this game to a leg injury. So Adrian Waddle, picked up off of waivers from Detroit, has seen extended action at the tackle position. It's a 2nd and 10 for the Patriots. Play clock's down to 2. Brady from the gun. Brady incomplete. Flag is down. Keyshawn Martin, the intended receiver, the flag thrown at the 49-yard line.
Yeah, the fans don't like it. Buster screen on the real tight coverage. Apparently too tight. You know, one call we never see anymore is
Pass interference.
uncatchable
Defense.
balls.
Number 21. Ball in place. It's not a foul. First down New England.
Well, let's check it out. 41 is screen on 82 Martin. Boy, I'm not sure what the official saw here. Maybe that left hand on the shoulder. That has to be it. Good call by the officials. Turns out to be a 9-yard penalty. And the ball in Jet territory at the 49.
First down for the Patriots. Steven Jackson is in. They give it to him. Jackson rumbling through the middle for a gain of 3. Henderson with a tackle for New York.
That's just Jackson's 4th carry of the day. But the other one that they had success on was right up the middle, just like that. It's like Brandon. Oh, this is trouble, though. This is Adrian Waddle, who replaced Vollmer. You were just talking about, Bird.
Waddle had a torn ACL last season, started 24 games as a member of the Lions. We'll step aside. Adrian Waddle is on the New England sideline trying to work through some trouble with the left shoulder. Cameron Fleming is now in for the Patriots. Also, Justin Coleman left the field for New England, heading back to the locker room. 2nd and 7. Brady steps up. Brady forced to throw it on a bounce near Martin Wilkerson, putting the heat on Tom Brady.
Well, Wilkerson's getting closer. He is affecting the throws, though. Working inside against Mason. He goes right by him and forces Brady to throw the ball away again. One for 7 on 3rd downs for the Patriots. So unpatriotic.
I get your point. Fleming lining up at left tackle. 3rd and 7. Brady, low throw, incomplete. Martin tried to go downstairs to get it. And Brady takes another hit, this time Sheldon Richardson.
Yeah, absolutely. And the offensive line problems really causing Brady problems now. That ball as well thrown as you could possibly throw with this type of pressure. The shot from Richardson, and then he plants him on the turf.
Ryan Allen will punt it for New England. 7:42 to go. Trying to place this one, and does. Working that far sideline inside the 10. That's where the Jets will take over. They lead by 7 on New England.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by national mortgage lender Quicken Loans, home buy, refi, power, and by Verizon. Better matters.
Between 2001 and 2008, the Jets went through a stretch where they lost 8 straight home games to New England. 3-3 over the last 6 since 2009. They've got a 20-13 lead, open up this drive at their own 5-yard line. Chris Ivory will pick up 2 yards inside. Jamie Collins with a tackle along with Malcolm Brown. Over the years, 60 Minutes has reported a lot of mob stories. Watch some of the most memorable on a special edition of 60 Minutes tonight. Only CBS. Just over 7 minutes to play. Ivory, 9 carries, 32 yards. Powell, the leading rusher, 7 carries for 56 yards. Ridley has 36 yards on the ground. Jets will go empty here. Shotgun formation for Fitzpatrick. Fitzpatrick lofts it. Too high for Tompkins. It'll be 3rd and 8 for New York. Let's check in with Evan Washburn.
Well, guys, the focus for Adrian Waddle seems to be that left shoulder. Now, again, it's less seems to be structural, more muscular. Athletic trainers massaging it right now. He's been trying to shake it out. Doesn't seem to be keeping him out of this game long term, but he does not have his helmet. We'll just have to keep an eye on it. It's clear he needs to be comfortable to go in there to protect that blind side.
And Waddle was in the game plan. They were going to spot him at times on this offensive line, but then he was forced into action because of the injury to Vollmer. 3rd and 8. Can Fitzpatrick get it to Marshall here? It's Powell. Coughs it up and rolls to the sideline out of bounds.
Yeah, but where he fumbled it, it's not going to be a first down. They bring this ball back. It'll be inside the 15-yard line.
And Tompkins is down for the Jets. Jamie Collins made the play defensively on Powell.
The ruling on the field is that the receiver caught the ball and fumbled it forward out of bounds. So we'll bring it back to the spot of the fumble, which is the 11-yard line. It brings up 4th down.
So it's well short of the first down. Bilal Powell is also down on the play. So it's Tompkins and Powell. We'll step aside and come back. Powell is up on his feet, so he will walk over to the Jets sideline. The concern right now is for Kenbrell Tompkins. His former teammates have come over to Tompkins, and Tompkins just pulled up.
Yeah, something with the back of his left knee there.
Jets are down receivers. Devin Smith out for the season. They lost Chris Owusu earlier this season.
And the other thing about these two injuries, Ian, is it stops the clock. The Jets on their last possession held the ball for just 1:29, and on this possession just 49 seconds have gone off the clock.
And Bill Belichick came over to check on Tompkins as well. He spent 2+ years as a member of the Patriots. Cup of coffee with Oakland. Kenbrell Tompkins in his 3rd year in the NFL out of Cincinnati.
And it happened right in front of the Patriot bench. Belichick wishing him well as he takes the ride no player wants to take.
Tompkins, a cousin of Pittsburgh Steelers Pro Bowler Antonio Brown. A tough childhood, and Tompkins has been resilient, making it to the NFL. Now for the Jets, 4th down. Quigley to punt it, standing in his own end zone, and Keyshawn Martin awaits the punt at the Patriots 40. 6:37 to go. No rush from New England. Good punt from Quigley, but there is room for Martin to work. Martin, jab step. Bottled up shy of the 35. It's a 57-yard punt and only 4 yards on the return. AFC wildcard picture, Kansas City, Pittsburgh, and the Jets all entered Week 16 at 9-5. The Cleveland-Kansas City game has gotten a bit tighter. 17-13, the Chiefs in front. Baltimore is now up 20-10 on Pittsburgh. Both of those games in the 4th quarter.
Amazing defense by Baltimore to hold that Pittsburgh offense down to just 10 points now.
Adrian Waddle remains on the New England sideline. Brandon Bolden in the backfield. Patriots take over at their own 34-yard line. Brady. Nice spin move there by Bolden, but the Jets were prepared. Leonard Williams. JB, Bart Scott, NFL Today update.
Here's the play you guys were talking about.
Buck Allen takes it in for the 3-yard score. Baltimore playing with a lot of grit. Baltimore leads 20-10.
KC is in. If Pittsburgh loses, we'll see what happens. Back to Ian, Dan, and Evan.
All right, guys, thanks very much. Jets 20, Patriots 13. We are under 6 minutes to play. 2nd and 9 for New England. Brady settles in, throws. He's got Martin open. Stutter step move, pushed out of bounds from behind by Marcus Williams. It's a 1st down for the Pats, 12-yard pickup.
Yeah, really a good design here. Shallow cross here by Martin as he runs away from Marcus Williams. There was 3 receivers on that side in a bunch package. Martin came from the outside, got a little bit of a rub from Gronkowski. It was wide open over the middle.
Steven Jackson, the single setback. 6 catches for Martin, 65 yards. It's a running play for Jackson. Jackson, strong run into Jets territory at the 46. Picks up 7 yards, met by Marcus Gilchrist.
The familiarity with Josh McDaniels' terminology and offense really paying off for Steven Jackson as he's getting a lot more action than I'm sure that he anticipated. 5 carries for 16 yards.
Third among active players behind Frank Gore and Peterson, career rushing yards. Jackson again. It'll be short. Could not get to the marker. Williams and Harris helped make sure of it.
Now this is going to be another third down where the Patriots have struggled today, but I wouldn't be surprised to see Brady go for a quarterback sneak. They're just 1 out of 8, which is unheard of for a team that's second best in the NFL at 43%. Now no sneak from the shotgun formation.
3rd and 1 for New England. Brady. Incomplete. Intended receiver Brandon Bolden. David Harris with the coverage, and it's 4th down.
And the offense staying out, so obviously Belichick has decided to go for it. Looked like Brady kind of hesitated on that throw, waiting for the receiver to clear.
Considering where they are, no man's land, this is the play for New England on a 4th and 1 inside the Jets 45. New England looking for a timeout, and they'll get it. Belichick came running onto the field to make sure the officials saw him.
New England takes its first timeout. This is a 30-second timeout.
Coming up, Subway postgame show. JB, Tony, Bart, Boomer, Coach Cower. Latest NFL scores and highlights all coming up on the Subway postgame show.
Well, Belichick wisely calling that timeout. Confusion with Gronkowski and Bolden on the outside there. But if I'm in that huddle, I'm expecting Gronkowski to find a way to get open here. He's their most dangerous player, and in Tom Brady's mind, the most valuable player on this offense.
2 catches for 52 yards today for Gronkowski. This is a 4th and 1 for the Patriots. Working out of the gun. Brady hooks a pass. It's caught by Gronkowski for the first down. Against the safety Pryor, they convert.
Well, the thing about Gronkowski is he's a long strider, so within 3 steps he's already got separation from the defense. Pryor doing his best to get him down and out of bounds, but a huge 4th down conversion.
You applying for OC jobs? Offensive coordinator maybe in your future?
Well, it might be available some places.
If you had Gronk, you'd probably take it.
In a heartbeat.
1st and 10 at the 36. Handoff. Jackson gets blasted. Demario Davis reads it. It's a loss of 3 on the play.
Watch Demario Davis here with a clean shot. Nobody blocks him. Runs right through the hole. Jackson's got no chance.
So back it up to the 39-yard line and a 2nd and 13. We approach 3 minutes to play in the 4th. Jets lead the Patriots by 7. Brady a deep drop. Flips it to Keyshawn Martin. And a clean catch at the 35-yard line sets up 3rd down. 4-yard pickup. Richardson and Davis putting the pressure on Brady.
And that pressure is making Brady uncomfortable too. Not really stepping into his throws. Coming up a little bit low and a little bit short because of that constant pressure.
3rd and 9. White flanks Brady. Brady steps, rifles, looking end zone, and overshoots Keyshawn Martin. It's 4th down. Williams and Pryor back there defensively for the Jets.
And now the question is on 4th down, do you try the field goal here or do you go for it? Another Jet is injured on the play. Looked like it's Demario Davis. Double coverage here by the Jets in the secondary on Keyshawn Martin.
Dan, it's Lorenzo Malden who's down. And the medical staff has come out to check on the rookie. Malden up on his feet. And it's 4th and 9 for New England. They need to get to the 26-yard line. White sets up on the outside. Shotgun for Brady. Brady guns it. Caught by Gronkowski. Doesn't go down on first contact. Huge grab for the Pro Bowler.
He looked a lot like Mark Bavaro, too, after the catch, didn't he? Coverage by Marcus Williams and the speed of Gronkowski. He runs right by him. And then the big hit from Calvin Pryor can't bring him down.
It takes a village.
This is the 2-minute warning.
26-yard clutch hookup. And we've hit the 2-minute warning. On this drive, Tom Brady is 5 of 7, including 2 of 2 on 4th down. It's 1st and goal for New England. Patriots looking for the equalizer. Brady steps up over the middle, wide open, James White, touchdown, Patriots. And Jets fans have seen this movie before. 11 plays, 66 yards. Brady leads New England down the field and an extra point away from tying it up.
Just a tremendous move by James White. Still no Jet within the picture. No pressure on Brady, perfect strike. Gronkowski, who got them down here, was covered by Cromartie on the outside. Nobody covered White.
Extra point, Gostkowski. It's good. It was high. But he drills it. We are tied at 20. Tom Brady, 481 career touchdowns, including the playoffs. That's the most with one team, tying Brett Favre for that mark.
Well, with just so many weapons to spread out over the entire field, Brady with time to look over the defense and find nobody on James White.
Rob Gronkowski had a couple of huge catches on that drive. And the Patriots have leveled this one at 20 apiece. Jets have 3 timeouts to work with, 1:55 remaining in the 4th quarter. Gostkowski will kick it off. Antonio Cromartie is the deep man with a long kickback return of 54 yards this season. He's not going to touch it. The Jets will have it at the 20.
Well, David Harris had White in coverage, and he's going to try to make contact with him as White comes out of the backfield, but he's going to miss on the attempted chuck here. Watch Harris come over, he misses, and White walks into the end zone.
It's the first winning season for the Jets in 5 years, but they need victories in order to make the playoffs and help. Fitzpatrick off play action. He'll run. Fitzpatrick takes a shot as he crosses the 25-yard line from Dante Hightower. 6-yard run for Fitzpatrick.
Well, now they're in a hurry. The last 2 possessions, the Jets took virtually no time off the clock at all. That allowed the Patriots to get back into it.
2nd and 4 for New York. A minute and a half to go in the fourth. Fitzpatrick knocked up in the air. Incomplete. And it was the old nemesis for Fitzpatrick, Rob Ninkovich.
Well, Ninkovich lines up as a middle linebacker on this play, and he's just going to read the eyes of Fitzpatrick. Gets right in the throwing lane and gets up in the air and uses his head.
New England still has 2 timeouts left. Jets have to be careful here as well with a minute 25 to play in the fourth. It's a 3rd and 4. Shotgun. Fitzpatrick throws. Incomplete. And a flag down. Eric Decker, the intended receiver, covered by the Pro Bowler Malcolm Butler.
That's going to be pass interference against the Patriots. Butler right on the back of Decker.
If it is, it's the first penalty of the day for New England.
Pass interference. Defense. Number 21. The ball he plays in the spot of foul. First down, New York.
Yeah, he's grabbing Decker before the ball gets there. Good call by the officials. 7-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Trying to get Randy Bullock into field goal range. Bullock kicked a 40-yard field goal last week, 36 seconds left to give the Jets the win over Dallas. Fitzpatrick out of the pocket, on the move, throws! It's complete to Decker out near midfield. 16 yards on the pass play. Good blocking from Giacomini up front to create a little extra time for Fitzpatrick. They'll use a timeout.
Yeah, got Fitzpatrick to the outside where he's very dangerous. Watch Giacomini left side of the screen here. Seals off the inside with blocking Sheard to the ground. Now Fitzpatrick on the move. Decker wide open. Out to midfield.
Right now they would need 20 yards to give Bullock a 50-yard field goal attempt. Coming up, Subway postgame show. JB, Tony, Bart, Boomer, Coach Cowher. Scores and highlights around the NFL, all coming up on the Subway postgame show. We've got 1:06 to play here in the fourth quarter. The Jets and Patriots are tied at 20. First down at the Jets 49. From the gun, Fitzpatrick. In some trouble, gets out of it. Fitzpatrick trying to create down the field. It's incomplete. It was offline. Bilal Powell in the area for New York.
It shows you just how versatile for the Patriots that Jamie Collins is. He had Powell single coverage on the outside. And he was all over him, forcing that throw to sail out of bounds by Fitzpatrick.
The margin of error so slim for this Jets team at 9-5. Rush coming, Fitzpatrick darts one underneath. And Powell will pick up 2 yards into New England territory at the 49. We're down to 46 seconds remaining.
A great hustle by Dante Hightower, playing with a bad knee. Ran down Powell from behind.
It's a 3rd and 8. And a timeout called by New
takes
England.
its second timeout. This is the 32nd timeout.
Again, this called from the sideline. Belichick did not like what he saw as defense as they aligned against the Jets formation.
Patriots with 1 timeout remaining. Here's the scenario for the Jets. Tied with Kansas City and Pittsburgh at 9-5. The Chiefs lead the Browns 17-13 in the fourth quarter. Baltimore's lead over Pittsburgh is 3 in the fourth. The Jets need wins, and they need somebody else to come through for them to knock off either Pittsburgh, Kansas City, or Denver. in order to put themselves in position for a playoff spot. A first down here for the Jets would just about put them in position for a field goal attempt. Bullock's career long is 55 yards. He kicked it last season as a member of the Texans.
And Brandon Marshall's been awful quiet as of late. I think he's got single coverage at the bottom of the screen.
37 seconds left. 3rd and 8 for the Jets. Fitzpatrick steps up, throws, deep ball, incomplete. Enunwa, the intended receiver, and it's 4th down.
Beautiful throw by Fitzpatrick. Enunwa trying to get behind Jordan Richards here. Ball came quicker than he expected. Just inexperience on Enunwa's part there. That would have been a touchdown, at worst field goal range.
And the Jets have to punt on 4th and 8. Enunwa just looked to be a little late extending his hands. 33 seconds left. New England will have 1 timeout. And a flag down.
Offense. 5 yards. Still 4th down.
So back it up 5 yards. Tied at 20. Ryan Quigley will kick it. The Patriots have nobody deep.
New England takes its 3rd and final timeout. This is a 30-second timeout.
Why would New England take its final timeout with 33 seconds left?
Well, apparently they're lining up to go for the block here. Got 11 men that were lined up right at the line of scrimmage there.
.33 seconds left. Patriots would have had a timeout in their back pocket.
And this is similar to the way the first half ended, with the Patriots deciding just to let the ball, run the ball clock out and go to halftime.
And the mentality here, send the house at Ryan Quigley. But now they're out of timeouts. Daron Harmon is standing at the 41-yard line. Quigley gets basically a free kick trying to place it and cannot. So the Patriots will have it at the 20-yard line. They've got 25 seconds left. It's a 54-yard punt, but a net of just 34.
Yeah, bad punt by Quigley. Nobody back there. He could have just hit a little low line drive and let the ball die inside the 10. He goes through with a full kick and the ball easily reaches the end zone.
And him and Bobby April, the special teams coordinator, having a chat.
That's a monologue too. Overtime, huh?
Brady takes the knee. And we are heading to OT. Jets were in a similar spot against the New York Giants just a few weeks ago, went to overtime and got the victory here at MetLife. Jets were actually the road team in that matchup. And that game was also, you guessed it, 20-20 at the end of regulation.
This is the end of regulation.
So we'll keep it here for the coin toss, with the Jets at 9-5, the Patriots at 12-2. New England banged up, dealing with injuries coming into this game. They're going to come out of this game with more trouble. Sebastian Vollmer going down, Waddle having shoulder trouble. They lost Justin Coleman to a head injury.
And the pass rush of the Jets, although they haven't sacked Brady all that often this afternoon, they've, especially since those injuries you just talked about to that offensive line, the pressure's been on Brady. He's been off target uncharacteristically.
All right, gentlemen, overtime period. Here's the situation. We're going to play up to one 15-minute period. Both teams are going to have an opportunity to possess the ball unless the offense scores a touchdown or the defense scores during the initial possession. Okay? Both teams are going to have 2 timeouts, and all replays will be initiated upstairs with the replay official. Good? Good?
Yes, sir.
Okay. New England, you're the visiting team. Again, the Eagles side is heads, the T side is tails. Eagles is heads, T side is tails.
Heads.
Heads is the call. Heads is the call. It is heads. You want to kick.
We want to kick
You want to kick off. You're going to receive.
That way.
Which way do you want to receive? Where do you want to receive at? That way? Okay, just like this. New England wins the toss. They elected to kick.
We won. Don't we get to 2?
Wait a second here.
Yeah, wait a second. There, Matthew Slater come in.
New York will receive.
Wow.
Will receive. Good luck, gentlemen.
Patriots elect to kick. That's a mistake. Slater was trying to correct the mistake, and Clete Blakeman wouldn't let him. So the Jets will get the ball to start the overtime.
T side is tails.
Heads.
Heads is the call. Heads is the call. It is heads. You want to kick.
We want to kick
You want to kick off. You're going to receive.
That way.
Which way do you want to receive? Where do you want to receive at? That way? Okay, just like this. New England wins the toss. They elected to kick.
We won. Don't we get to 2?
Utterly bizarre.
But you know, beginning of every game, when the Patriots win the toss, they always defer.
So you think it's muscle memory?
Well, it could be, but the other thing there is that Blakeman said, "You want to kick," before the Patriots said, "We want to kick." So he talked him into it, I think.
No, I think Slater was ready to change his mind. Blakeman said, "You already said
That's
you
right.
want to kick."
But I think Blakeman said, "You want to kick first."
The Jets, if they score a touchdown, they win the game. That's simple. Gostkowski kicks it off to Cromartie. Jets will have it at the 20-yard line. Blakeman came over to talk to Bill Belichick. It was a very brief conversation. You think back to Thanksgiving, Detroit, and Pittsburgh, and Phil Luckett, and Jerome Bettis, and everybody looking around. Wait a second, what?
And that's what changed the rule, is you make the call before the coin goes in the air.
First down for the Jets at their own 20-yard line. Ivory in the backfield. They toss it to him. Ivory trying to dish out some punishment, and he did. Jordan Richards over there, and a little bit slow to get up as he picks up 2 yards on the play.
Yeah, that could be a shoulder injury there as he went low on Ivory. Having trouble with that left arm right now, and a lot of pain.
Tavon Wilson will step in there. Already down Patrick Chung, Devin McCourty. Neither made the trip. McCourty missing his second straight game with an ankle injury. Chung suffered what appeared to be a hip injury last week. He's been listed with a foot injury this week on the injury report.
Are you ready to go through the playoff scenarios if this game ends in a tie?
Well, the Jets lose a lot of the tiebreakers. This could be as good as a win if they got the tie.
You know, the other thing is, why don't we play it out? Why do we have ties in the NFL?
Well, we're not there yet, Dan. There's 14:47 to go in OT.
I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
You're speculating on your curmudgeonry.
I just hate ties, okay? I hate to wear them, and I hate to watch them.
That's true. Game ends, you take your tie, you toss it off. You want no part of it. Nope. 2nd and 8 for the Jets. Just underway in overtime, tied at 20. Decker goes in motion, 2 catches for Decker. Fitzpatrick throws. He's got Enunwa down the sideline. Quincy Enunwa makes a move upfield, and he's brought down from behind. Chunks of yards, 48 of them.
Well, he gets help on the outside as Tompkins came to the inside with a little rub route there. But Enunwa making up for not making the catch moments ago, makes a big play there to get the Jets in field goal range.
From the New England 30. Handed off. Ivory loses the ball and recovers it. 3.5 yard gain. The Pittsburgh Steelers have lost in Baltimore. They fall to 9-6 on the season. Kansas City gets the win over Cleveland. The Chiefs are 10-5. A win for the Jets would put them a game in front of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the Jets would control their own destiny with a matchup in Buffalo against Rex Ryan and the Bills next week. Business to take up here, though. Fitzpatrick. Caught by Marshall.
Tremendous throw by Fitzpatrick, and Marshall making another catch in a crowd. Double team coming over too late is Harmon. Running left, throwing down the field on target by Fitzpatrick.
First and goal from the 6. A touchdown is a game winner in overtime. Fitzpatrick. End zone. Eric Decker holds it in. The Jets win in overtime.
Now the Jets got good news with Pittsburgh losing, then they make good news of their own. Decker gets behind Butler, and Fitzpatrick right on target again. 3 for 3 on the drive for 74 yards and the game winner.
An eruption in East Rutherford. Good night. A coin toss will be a big part of the storyline.
Unbelievable.
Every week, there's a chance you'll see something that you've never seen before in this league. That one may take the cake.
Is it muscle memory, a mistake, or what? We'll never know. We've been covering games for years, haven't we? That's a first.
The Jets control their own destiny. A win next week in Buffalo, and they will be in the playoffs. 26-20, the final. Kansas City has clinched a wild card berth. The Jets at 10-5, one game ahead of the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Jets in overtime knock off the Patriots to improve to 10-5. Final score 26-20 New York. For Dan Fouts, Evan Washburn, the rest of our crew, Ian Eagle saying so long from the Meadowlands. We'll send you to New York. The Subway postgame show coming up after these messages. The Jets get it done at home.